Hi, everyone. Thank you so much for joining me again. This session will be a little bit about how to research cases, but in a couple of ways that you might be unfamiliar with. I know you know how to go to a case law database and search and create a search in the toolbar and go through the documents. But today I wanted to show you a couple of ways to do research and look for cases in ways that maybe you weren't a little bit more familiar with. So I'm going to first click where it says content types. And then I want to click into the topic and key numbers. So here we have the West topic and key number system, and this allows me to utilize the indexing system created by the West editors who read every single case and essentially are telling me this is what happened in the case. These were all of the legal issues and concepts kind of in a hierarchy form, letting me know. So I'm simply going to type mental capacity of children. I've saved Louisiana as my jurisdiction. If you were researching another jurisdiction, you could save that, change that, and I will click search. So what I'm doing here is I'm asking the key number system to help me find a topic and key number that is related to the search that I just entered. And so here we have evidence, mental condition or capacity in general, infants, unfit or incompetence of parent or person in possession thereof, competency to stand trial, criminal law, subjects of expert testimony, remand for determination of particular matters, mental capacity. So I could look at any of these. So I'm going to go ahead and click into infants, competency to stand trial. When I click on that, it runs a search for me right off the bat. And so now I have 15 times where this topic and key number, topic 211 for infants, key number 2539, competency to stand trial hearing, has appeared in various cases. So it's appeared several times in the state interest of JC. You can see that through here in DG, GG, LA, and so on. So you could easily go through and see if any of these cases might be useful to your research. So this is one of the easiest ways to get started looking for cases that are on your topic that have already been organized by the topic and key number system. So this is a great way to begin. I could, drop this into my folder that I created in the staying organized video. Maybe I want to keep this document handy and keep it handy. All right. Something else that you can do is if you find a good case, don't forget you can click on key cite citing references or the table of authorities. The table of authorities, remember, are the cases that were cited by that court's opinion. So if stated interest of JR is really helpful for you, this might be a list of cases to help you get started in your research. Key cite citing references. This is a list of anything that has since cited to this case. So anything that has cited to in interest of JR. And so I could look at these couple of cases, a secondary source and a court document, just a few, but you never know, these might be helpful. All right, I'm going to click back on Westlaw Precision. And the next feature that I want to take you to is right here on this screen. And I'm going to scroll down to the option called Parallel Search. Parallel search is a tool that allows you to type in just maybe a sentence or two, and then it'll start looking for synonyms for you so that you don't have to enter in all of the different variants of a word. Hopefully, it will pick up what you're looking for and look for additional terminology. So I'm just going to simply type mental capacity of children. You can select your jurisdiction over on the left side. I already have Louisiana selected, and I will click search. Now, for parallel search, it will only pick up 25 cases. That doesn't mean that that's all there is. It's just set to just kind of try to get you started. You can see the filtering over on the left side. I could, say I just wanted to see cases from the last few years, a specific date range, reported versus unreported. And I can also add additional search terms to try to make it a little bit more specific, but it would just narrow the list of 25 down to a smaller list. If I felt like this wasn't enough, I could add something, I could change it, and then redo the search. So again, this is just another way to hopefully help you find cases by using synonyms that Westlaw will hopefully pick up for you. And so again, you can kind of go through to see if any of these might be helpful. Just another tool in your toolbox to get you started. All right, I'm gonna copy this. The next tool that I want to show you is AI Assisted Research. And AI's Assisted Research on Westlaw was launched onto your passwords this past spring. So hopefully you've tried it. You can ask a legal research question. It does work better the more information that you give it. And so you might want to fill the box a little bit more. So I'm just going to go ahead and paste and see if there's anything here about mental capacity of children. Maybe I, want to challenge this. Challenge to stand trial. I can click submit and just see, what Westlaw AI picks up for me that maybe I haven't found in another avenue. Now, one of the things that I do always want to remind you about is that AI assisted research does take a little bit of extra time. When you run a search in a case law database, or just as I did in parallel search or utilizing the topic and key numbers, it ran that search really quickly. But our AI assisted research is really reading through the documents, so it does take a little bit of time. And so I always say that utilizing AI assisted research is a practice in patience. Now, there is another difference that I like about the AI assisted research rather than always doing a case law search every single time. Again, I believe that you should know all the different avenues that you can search and that you should try all of them. Even if you feel like you found everything that you needed and you're thinking to yourself, well, have I forgotten something, or maybe I missed something? Try an AI assisted search, try a parallel search, try a topic and key number search. Look at another statute or an article and just see what it might be. What I like about the AI assisted research result here is it gives you a little bit of context of your answer. So you can see right here, the mental capacity of children to stand trial is governed by specific provisions in the Louisiana Children's Code, which outlines the procedure for determining whether or not a child has the mental capacity to proceed in delinquency proceedings. And then it goes on with a little bit of additional material, procedures, cases, factors considered, restoration of that competency, commentary from, secondary sources. So here we have cases, statutes, and regulations. Then we have that followed by, your statutes here. And then you might have administrative materials and guidance. You might also have information from practical law if there's something applicable. You may also have additional secondary sources, as well as news and information and current awareness that might be useful, such as news articles. Again, reading about these things and reading any interesting news and developments might also just give you additional insight, additional terminology into a practice area that you're unfamiliar with. This says civil rights, health daily briefing. Again, it may not be exactly about children's mental capacity or their competency to stand trial, but it might just give you some new terminology, a new word or two to add to your search the next time that maybe you hadn't thought of. So again, I like showing different ways to do searches. So always consider the West topic and key number system, the parallel search option, and then of course now Westlaw AI Assisted Research that is now available to all of you on your passwords. Thank you so much, and I hope you found these helpful. And again, please ask your professors. If you have any questions, reach out to me, have them reach out to me. I'm happy to help make a quick video for the class or your whole clinic because people probably also have those same questions and they may also be a little intimidated about asking, but don't be, I am happy to help. Thanks so much and best of luck this semester.